Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to, we're still on the welcoming back of season two, but we're on season two, episode five. And today I get the honor and opportunity to sit down with Brother Moon, which I have got to say, your voice is very calming and soothing.
Oh, thank you.
So, when did you decide that you had the calling for music?
I've always been a lover of music since I can remember. Hearing Mama play a lot of different types of music when I was growing up. Um, I wanted to play guitar, drums. I wanted to play everything. I was just as far back as I can remember.
That's awesome. So you're finally getting around to starting to try to go full time with music. That's got to be really exciting, and a certain amount of anxiety's got to probably lie within that. Um, what is the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome so far with music?
One of the biggest obstacles I have really is I am quite different. I don't try to fit any mold. I just play what feels good, what sounds good. I'm not I'm not into trending. I love to trend, but as far as like trying to fit into any category, that's something I have found to be a little bit more hard. But I think organically it'll pay off in the end. But because I enjoy what I do, and I always like playing what I'm playing, so. But the biggest struggle really is, well, and it's not a struggle because I hold a full time job. That way, I don't have to worry about financial issues. Because at the end of the day, that's really where we're at. The I take a lot of gigs that are not paid just to be able to play when I get the opportunity, and I think that's one thing that would be great is to have a few more of those paid opportunities. But at the same time, it's about the music. It's about reaching people and hoping that they can get something out of the words and the sound.
That's really awesome. So your new one is Blessed Be.
Yeah, blessed be.
Okay, so how did you come about for those words? Because those words are very there's a lot of emotion that I feel through there,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Um, so, what led up to that?
So my family and I, back in 2016, yeah, November 2016, moved out to Washington State. Moved with work, but it was always a dream of mine to live on the West Coast, and a lot of my uh, music influences that I loved, especially the grunge era, come from the Seattle area. So I got to live in King County, the Seattle County, and I loved it. I mean, we lived there 5 years, but alas, all of our family stayed here in Kentucky, and the cost of living. I mean, the rent prices. After 5 years, we'd paid almost $80,000 in rent, and I thought, well, I could own a house. That's
Right.
I could have already owned a house in Kentucky for that cost. So with family and the cost of living, we decided to move back home to Kentucky, which was a big depressing thing for me because I'd built so many relationships out west with friends, and I consider a lot of my friends family because that's just how it is with me. But so I moved back, and the struggle between living at the foothills of the Cascade Mountains and Mount Rainier is my backdrop to living in a beautiful place called Berea, Kentucky, and having what we call the Pinnacles, which is an awesome place where there's big sandstone structures. And either way, it's hiking and nature. And so that's where the words came from. I was sitting at work, believe it or not, and I usually write in a weird way, like where I'll play a tune and words come out. But this time I'm sitting here and it's literally just gibberish written on the back of pay stubs, like just getting things out. And within a week, I had music to it, and I mixed it down to something else to what it is now. And it's like being torn between two worlds. That's what it is. Like the West Coast and then here in Kentucky. So that's where that came from. There's definitely a lot of emotion to it.
There is. What age did you start playing the guitar?
I was 15. Yeah.
Nice.
As soon as I could get one in my hands, I had one and I was playing.
So,
No.
who in the grunge era is your biggest influence?
Oh gosh, of course Kurt Cobain, but I have to say Alice in Chains is probably. I know they're not really grunge to me. They're all over the place. They've got so many different styles in there. They're just a rock
Yeah,
era.
they're awesome.
But then Soundgarden, and they're not really grunge neither, if you ask me. But grunge was a statement, not really a sound.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, so all those bands. But Nirvana definitely. I mean, but right there next to them was definitely Soundgarden and Alice in Chains. It's hard to pick. They're all so closely um, a big influence to me.
So, what's it like playing out? Like, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I love it. I love to play out. I love the energy I get from it. It's just really nice to share that with people because really all I wanted to do, I just wanted to be a rhythm guitar player in a band. So it ended up evolving into what I do now. And I never, if you asked me 20 years ago, hey, you're gonna write lyrics and sing? I was like, yeah, no, I'm not. Probably not.
Well, you never know what happens, what things can transpire out of certain things. So, also, there's some really, really amazing footage of you on YouTube all over the place where people have recorded you to put you out there.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I've got to track down and find all the spots on every single little video so that the way I can get it in there so that people can go see what you do, what your energy's like on stage, because it's just awesome.
thank you.
Is there, other than like a guitar, what is your favorite instrument?
Well, I started out. I wanted to play drums, and that was a no go. And I've picked around, tried to play drums. It just never really worked. I got hand drums. I love those, but other than that, like the piano, keyboard, I really love that. It's hard. It's hard to pin that down too. I play guitar, but I'd love to play a lot of different things. And I feel like time is basically the only thing that restrains me from it, and it'll come around. Love to pick up a violin, but the way you hold those things, it's like, oh my gosh,
It's a little, it's awkward.
feels weird.
Yeah. Shout out to all the violin players out there because that is not something everybody can do.
Yeah, my daughter, my youngest daughter, Melody, she that's another great thing about the West Coast. When we were out there, they had this program called Magic Strings, and she in grade school got to bring a violin home, and she had time every day in class where she got to get violin lessons, and that was a program through VH1, believe it or not. And that was great. I mean, what an opportunity. So there is a violin in our house, and it's hers. I miss hearing her play it. But yeah, so music's a big part of our home.
No, back home where I'm from, our schools have music programs. So my daughter in elementary school tried the viola. Um, she didn't like it. So the following year, she tried the alto saxophone. Well,
Nice.
by the time that year was done, she was like, I'm done with this. I'll have to do something else for music.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. My son was awesome on the cello.
Oh, cello. I love the cello.
Yes, the cello is so amazing.
Apocalyptica. So I was a big metalhead. I'm a big metalhead too. Metallica was a big influence in my life as well, I have to say.
Nice. I love Metallica too. There's so many different bands that it's like my music playlist. Like when I post things as they come across my playlist and stuff like that, the stories, it kind of looks like my playlist is bipolar. And
Yeah.
playing it at the same time because it's like it goes from one thing to another thing, but it's just I don't know. I can't just listen to one type of music.
No.
So it's like, with so many amazing artists out there. So if you were like, say, you won an award or had some kind of something huge to celebrate of an accomplishment, would you prefer going out to dinner or like a backyard family barbecue?
Uh, well, so this is complicated. I'm simple in the way of liking out back family barbecue, but I cook, so I bet you I'd be the one that ended up having to cook everything, and because they'd want me to. But I like sharing food, so I don't know. It depends on where I'm going out to dinner, but most likely a outback family barbecue where people can come over and it'd be
Nice.
more sociable, honestly.
So what is your favorite thing to grill out back?
Oh gosh. So everything, but I'll probably grill some chicken today. I've found that I'm a little intolerant to beef here lately, so I don't know if that's because of all the ticks I had on me last year from being out in the forest or what, but um yeah, salmon, grilled salmon is probably one of my favorite things to eat. That and trout.
Nice. Now, do you prefer what kind of grill do you prefer, or do you prefer a smoker?
I I'd rather have my smoker back. I'll eventually get back into that. Again, moving across the country, 2,300 miles, especially right after or at the tail end of a pandemic, was very expensive. So we left a few larger items and slowly but surely, it's been 2 years we've been here, 2.5 years. Slowly but surely, we're building our home back up. But smoker. But right now I have a nice charcoal grill though. I can't complain. And I used to do gas and didn't understand why people like charcoal, but and I use the natural stuff. I don't get the briquettes. I'm kind of bougie like that, I guess.
Hey, we're all bougie weird over here because we have the pellet driven
Okay.
smoker and a grill like type thing,
Yeah.
and then we still have our classic charcoal grill. But then my fire pit, you can either cook with charcoal or wood flame in my fire pit, or just have a bonfire with it.
Yeah. And and see, I got a really nice oak tree. When it has dead limbs, I let them dry out and I cut those up and put them in to help with
Nice.
and that's a really good wood to cook with, as well as hickory and other woods. But I'm resourceful like that. Yeah,
I want to get one of those the original like old fashioned smokers we got taken. You got to put the wood in, and you got to wet the chips and
yeah,
all that because grilling just fascinates me.
yeah, yeah. I love having that smoke box on the side.
Nothing like it.
Nope.
Do you hunt or fish?
Oh gosh, yes and no. Yes, I do hunt and fish, but no, I haven't. Probably, I haven't fished. I haven't been able to go fishing in over 3 years. I haven't hunted in probably 7.
Wow. No,
But
I used to hunt and fish too, but it's like finding the time and things like that. And then as you get older, it's like,
it's a time thing.
it really is. It really is. And then sometimes the physicality of it can be a little much, depending on what type of hunting or fishing that you're doing.
Yeah, I miss trout fishing. We've got a lot of really nice places to fish around here, close to where I'm at, so that's good. Um,
Oh,
but
I miss salmon fishing up in New York. That was something awesome. Because whether you had a line in the water, it was always a comedy show.
yeah.
Always. Because you hear fish on, next thing you hear, man down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You look and there just be this guy hanging on his pole, not letting go, going downstream. It's funny.
yeah. That was an experience moving out west because we don't have salmon in Kentucky. Uh, but being out there and seeing the salmon run up the White River, up the mountain, yeah, that was really wild to see. And then all these dead fish where they didn't make it. Like, oh my gosh, what happened? It looked like a massacre. And you discover, oh, this is just normal. This is part of the, process of getting
Yep.
new. Yeah,
Nice.
pretty wild.
Do you have any pets?
Oh yeah, I've got too many pets. We have a inside cat, which I wasn't supposed to have another cat, but my landlord in Washington. The mom got ran over, so we ended up with one more inside cat. Her name's Zelda, of course,
Nice.
Princess Zelda. She's awesome. But we have 3 dogs. We were only supposed to have 2 dogs, but our neighbor 2 doors down had a litter of pups, and her name's Belladonna. Um,
Ooh.
Ended up in our house several times. So they was like, "You do you want her?" Not really, but sure. Yeah, we'll take her on. We have a dog named Bindi. She's 12 years old, 13-ish. She was a rescue out west, and then our dog Azzy. So we've got three dogs. He's a lab mix, mastiff something mixed. He's Bindy's a shepherd lab, and then Bell's a lab something. So 3 fairly good sized dogs.
Big old lap babies.
Big lap babies. Yep.
Yeah, my baby, he's a pit and golden retriever mix, and I adopted him 5 years ago from Paws. He's going to be turning 9 in September,
Oh,
but he's the
great.
coolest dog ever. He's nonverbal, but he has his own little things where he does his little grunts and grumbles and things like that to communicate, which is really cool. Hey, shout out! Hey, Angie, what's up? That's Angie. She's my co-promoter. She's an independent promoter,
Oh,
also.
Angie.
Um, yeah,
Cool.
she's really cool. And I can attest to her work ethic, not just for helping me, but other people that she has done things for, and she has quite the resume. And hopefully later we can get her over here on even the pre-record for the audio because she's a little shy on camera. She likes to be behind the scenes. And believe it or not, her biggest dream in life, as far as music goes and promotions, is helping others succeed.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So,
Takes a
yeah.
lot. It takes a village. It's really. I've been going at it hard the last 3 months. I detested social media for so many years because I spend most of my life on a computer, so it's a lot.
It is. It's actually easier for me to do the podcasting stuff than to actually go through and read everybody's social media posts and then try to comment and react back to them and things like that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's all right. We're getting through it. It'll be all right. But anyways, if anything else, I can. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to hide stuff. Let people come on. There we go. Oh, you're welcome, Angie. She's busy at her other job. She's lead fulfillment at a Lowe's, and I can tell you, her work ethic is insane. So that's pretty awesome. So tell me about. I hear this thing about Tater Vision.
Oh yeah,
Yes, because Dustin mentioned Tater Vision. So everybody that's watching, could you please go follow? I love the name though.
yeah. It's an awesome deal. I love it. I love being a part of it. I feel blessed and honored all at the same time. It's uh, I'll keep my fanboy stuff down, but I really did. So when we first got into contact with each other, I thought it was some scam artist trying to just get me on something. I was like, you was not the lead guitar player for 10 years. There's no way you didn't play in a band. And he's like, let's FaceTime. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, it really is you. So it was funny.
Yeah. Oh, and Dustin said, "Hey, Dustin."
Oh, Dustin, we're
Oh,
great.
and Browno, what's up? When you coming back on? I feel like he should be a co-host sometime. He's a really amazing guy.
That's
Like
all.
everybody that I post their music on, and everybody that I interview, even through here, and even when I was back on the Instagram Live interviewing people, it's all people I highly recommend to everybody go follow, listen to, share. Sharing's caring because without people sharing, nobody would really know.
That's right. But yeah, Tater Vision's a very awesome thing. I feel it's a big family of artists that Tater Johnson has put together. He's focusing in and honing in on being. I think he's going to be one of the best music producers and recording engineers out there. I really think he's doing a wonderful job. Not just trying to talk him up for any good reason. It's real. I mean, he has passion. It's he believes in what he's doing, and it's just so fun to actually be in a project like this, because like I said, all I wanted to do really was be in a band, and life is not really, I've not really had myself set up in the way to be able to do that. So working with him and having that full sound, our project is called Dreams in Silver, and I'm really excited for that first single to drop. I hope everybody enjoys it and loves it. It's a song that I've written and recorded, but yet we go into the studio and he's like, all right, this is what I want. He's like, you need a bridge. I'm like, what? I don't want to do a bridge. It was hard. I won't lie. But I've learned so much from him and grown as an artist and a performer playing out. It's tremendous. The industry knowledge he shares. And yeah, I just can't say enough good things about it.
Nice. So, are you a coffee or an iced tea person or a hot tea person?
I'm a coffee person. I like tea as well. So I just good drinks, but a lot of coffee.
I got iced coffee today, y'all.
Nice.
But I made it with my Dunkin'. And no, I'm not sponsored by anything that I talk about. It's just stuff that I love that people should know about.
Yeah. I got Aldi. I don't know if you know that store, Aldi.
Yes.
Yeah, I get their ground German coffee is really good.
Ooh, how is it compared to say like Dunkin' Donuts?
Oh, it's sorry, Duncan, but there's no compare. It's delicious.
Ooh.
I do. I like their stuff as well, but being I'm going to reference the West Coast a lot here today, I'm sure. Being out there, I become quite the coffee snob. I'm telling you, the amount of micro roasters that they have on the West Coast, especially in Washington State, is just ridiculous. It'd be a little 8x10 building on the corner, and you just pull up to, I mean, little coffee shacks everywhere. It was so awesome. I miss that.
That is cool. Oh.
The Lift was my favorite out there, though. The Lift had the best coffee.
So, do you drink it just straight up, or do you put cream and sugar?
I used to put cream and sugar. Now I just put cream in it because I decided to reduce my sugar intake. Where, yeah, you know, sugar is one of the most addicting things out there. Contrary to most people's belief, that sugar is a drug.
Well, it really is because I used to be on the diabetic train, but I'm not any longer. My husband's been a nurse for over 20 years now,
Okay.
and he kind of went like ham on me. But you know, he should take some of his own advice.
Oh yeah, we're all good at giving advice. It's just following it ourselves. Sometimes it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I try to lead by example in that aspect. I
Yeah.
really do. So like as far as like a restaurant or something, if people were to come into town to see a Brothermoon concert, where would you recommend that they check out for like a tourist spot or a place where they could get a good meal?
Oh, good food. Um, let's see. Well, you know, it's not open all the time here in Berea, but I just had food at this place called the Night Jar. Um, the in the morning time, it's called Native Bagel. Great breakfast food, great coffee, micro roasted coffee, really good stuff. But I just discovered that their evening spot, it's the same location, but they call it the Night Jar. And man, great burger and hand cut fries. But the burger is actual beef from Berea College here, and so it's really well raised, nice beef. It was delicious. Um, yeah. Other than that, it just depends on what kind of food you have. We have a lot of options. I don't typically go to the chicken places unless I go to Lee's. Lee's chicken is really good. I know everybody says KFC. Well, Lee's was the nephew, I think, of Colonel Sanders, and their chicken's much better.
Ooh, nice.
I don't do a lot of fried food anymore, so that's like a treat. That's like once or twice a year for me. But yeah, And then we've got this really cool place here in town um, called the Boone Tavern, and it's been, oh, I don't want to mess up the date. It's old. It's it's well over, I don't know. It's I can't remember if it's late 1800s or early 19. I'm pretty sure it was late 1800s when it was built, but it was built in for the college for people to come in and stay with college students being here because Berea College is a big deal. And I love living in a college town because there's a lot going on.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
Do you have any other hidden talents that people may not know about?
um, I cook. I cook really well. I like to cook a lot. I would have saw myself being a head chef in a restaurant, but I wanted my weekends, so I dodged out of that. I garden. I grow a lot of stuff. Like I haven't had to buy lettuce out of the grocery store in probably almost 2 months now. So
Oh,
uh,
that's nice.
yeah, and I've been studying botany basically my whole life. So yeah.
What is your number one requested dish that people request every time you throw a barbecue?
Uh, gosh, it's I make killer coleslaw. It's pretty simple, but if you like that, like chicken house coleslaw, I can make it better.
Yeah, there's a knack to coleslaw. It's like either you got it or you don't.
Yep. Coleslaw, potato salad, old timey foods. Really. My great aunt, uh, I called her my mama. I lived with her for 13 years of my life, and she taught me how to cook a lot of food. I learned how to cook a lot from her. She always said, Brandon Allen, you don't ever want to have to depend on someone to take care of you. So, yeah, she had me in the kitchen as early as I could, see over the stove, teaching me how to cook eggs. So,
Sounds like she was a really good influence on your life.
she was.
That is
Oh,
awesome. Oh, I was just. Do you have any questions for me?
ooh, questions. Now you're putting me on the spot. So you're out of South Carolina now?
Yes.
Was in New York. So you live in upstate New York? Not New
Yes.
York, New York. No one calls
Yeah.
it New York.
No, I wasn't in the city. I was in the upstate. I was in Rome. Is where I
Oh,
come from.
interesting. When in Rome. uh,
Right.
so what's it like up there? I mean, is that close? So I'm a little familiar with New York. Is that close to where the Herkimer diamonds are found?
It's a little bit of a drive, but yeah.
Okay, cool. I love rocks. I like geology. So.
Oh, and if you ever get up there, not only the Herkimer Diamond Mine, you got to check out House Caverns too.
Oh, what's that?
It's an underground cavern thing with like caves and tunnels, and they take you down in there. We used to take field trips there in school, and well, you go down in this after you see the outside of stuff. They take you down in this elevator. I forgot how many floors or feet it goes down, but then you get in this boat in this underground like little river type thing, and you can only go so far because there's underground waterfalls and things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. But down in South Carolina, I would say to check out like the Greenville Zoo, or if you're in the Anderson area, go check out the Atlanta Aquarium because that thing is cool. Also, down in Charleston, Folly Beach, that's an awesome place and an awesome town too.
Okay, so I remember I was listening in on your all's thing with Dustin, and so the Atlanta Aquarium is not in Atlanta, Georgia.
No, it's technically in whatever it's called, but they call it
Okay,
like the Atlanta area because if you're in so many whatever, you're just generalized by Atlanta.
that's wild.
Yeah. Just like my city, Anderson in Anderson County, but the city of Anderson is broken up by 5 different zip codes.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
Yeah. It is crazy because there's like one, or there's like at least 3 to 5 of everything in the city almost.
Nice.
Yes. We have 2 super centers, one Walmart grocery, and then it's like there's grocery stores and post offices for every zip code.
Is the Dollar General store taking over where you live as well? Do they have one on
Oh,
every?
Dollar General's going all over the place, but they're smart though because they'll build way out in the middle of nowhere just so people have somewhere to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Seems to be the trend. That's
Yep.
interesting.
Yep. And Anderson's expanding and stuff like that. We have all kinds of stuff being built and stuff like that around here too.
I'm old enough to remember the little mom and pop shops getting snuffed out. I miss some of those um, interesting places, private or locally owned or personal.
They're small businesses.
Yeah,
Yep.
quaint. Yeah, miss that feel. There's a few of them hanging on around here in places, but it's become harder, especially after the pandemic and whatever. So
Right.
it's interesting to see that. I'm 39. I'll be 39 for the rest of my life now that I hit that other number.
Oh, well, hey, if you like that number, stick with it. It's not wrong with it.
3 and a 9.
Do you have any upcoming shows?
I do. Let's see. My next one is. Oh, I should have had my schedule out. I have to keep a schedule. It's getting busy, which is a good thing. I'm really enjoying the outdoor shows, the festival scenes. Honestly, my next show is we're in April, May, June, July, August. My next show is sometime in here. Well, it's today. No. It was going to be at Jarfly, but Jarfly, unfortunately, in the city of Somerset, city of Somerset. Yeah, that's correct. It literally just had to close its doors. It was one of the best places for it being inclusive for music. And that was a sad day. So my next show isn't until June, I believe. No, it's May 27th. Sky Pieces, Elkhorn Tavern, and Mike Tuttle puts that on, and he is a great asset and does a lot for the community. He also is a part of Her Clever Machine. Him and his wife do that, and they're really cool. I don't know what you would call him. He's had a lot of different people class him like I don't know, kind of like Jefferson Airplane meets. It's hard. Genre is a thing that I really struggle with myself because I don't like being put in a box. So
I totally understand.
yeah, if it sounds good and makes me feel something, I like it. But yeah, I've got that one coming up, and then I'll be on another radio show up in New Albany, Indiana, out of Louisville, Kentucky area with Michael Logston. That's 106.5. That'll be fun. And then June 15th, Lazy Turtle Fest. I play from midnight to 12:45. So I don't know if I'm the last one to play that day but it's pretty far up. I'm pretty proud of that and happy about that. And thank you, Nancy, Flossie May, for having me be a part of that, and Carla Van Winkle for having the Lazy Turtle. That's a really cool spot. I haven't gotten to visit yet, but I've seen a lot of pictures. It's in the heart of the Daniel Boone National Forest, so that's going to be fun. Yeah.
Wow. So if anybody venues out there are watching and you would like Bothermoon to come play, get a hold of them, please.
Yeah, please.
So is there any like one set person that you would like be your ultimate dream collaboration?
Oh man, yeah, uh, yeah. It's Maynard of Tool. Other than Tater, I mean, gosh, I know that's crazy, but I was a big 10 Years fan. Sorry, Tater, I got to throw that out there. I mean, I really was. I've got his old stuff on my computer. I mean, I listened to it growing up. Well, I was a young adult, but yeah, Maynard, because he's been a big inspiration to me. not just in the music, but the work ethic. And I know we're all human here, and I'm not going to hold anybody up on a pedestal because we're all in this life and trying to figure out stuff. But when I found out that dude had a vineyard and worked in, because I relate to that. I'm out working in my garden and growing things and trying to establish plants to do other things. But the work ethic, it's really impressed me, and all the projects that he's in with, you got Tool, A Perfect Circle, and then Pussifer, and I love them all, and it's hard to find any. And he gives credit to his bandmates and the people that help him. So to me, that's a very good um, energy to be in, and something I aspire to be like. If someone's helping me out with something, I'm gonna give them credit where credit's due and make sure they get that shout out. Um, but yeah, I'd love to collaborate with a lot of people though. But Maynard probably be one of my top ones. Yeah,
That would be cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be really awesome. So, if he's listening, if you
yeah.
want, when we're done, we can tag, Tool and Maynard, and then we'll find out. We'll throw him tag his in the comments.
And Incubus.
Yes, why not?
Oh my gosh, I've seen Incubus 3 times. I just love all their energy. Brandon Boyd. I grew up. Their songs helped me out so much. I mean, I go around like when I. So there's this song. It talks about blood in my mouth beats blood on the ground. Yeah, I understand that way more later on in life. I was like, oh, that's like I bite my tongue because
Yeah,
it's like knowing when and where and how to just have emotional intelligence and not just lash out at something just because they make you mad or upset, or sometimes it's just saying something to someone is just not worth the fight,
right.
the drama that it may bring. So
So you just write sporadically wherever you're at. You get whatever, you just writing it down.
sometimes, most of the time, now I typically don't sit down and say, hey, I'm going to write a song today. The way it started, I would just come up with a riff and I'd be playing it, and then words would start coming into my head, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. And it started out as therapy. I was working at a prison and had a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts going on, and how did I end up here? Typically, I say I was in prison for 5 years, but I just, yeah, I worked. I was a correction officer in my early to mid 20s. So, yeah, I have to hit record because if I don't, it'll be gone. Like words will just come and then they're gone. I've written 2 songs where I just sat down and wrote words and then put music to it later. Everything else has been music along with the words, and some of them had no editing at all. Others, as I've progressed as a songwriter, I'll go through and replace words, try to make it a little more complex.
That's awesome. So, what else was I going to say? Oh, so I am very passionate about our dog shelter that we have around here, Anderson County Paws. And if you, can adopt, donate, or support where and when you can, is there an organization that you hold near and dear to you like that?
Um, I don't know of any. I'm so well. Yeah, I don't really know of any. If like a lot of my support right now goes into theater because of my oldest daughter. If I if I support anything, it's art and theater at this moment. But I'm an adopter. I like Bendy, our elder dog. She was on her third strike. Like she was 2 strikes. If we didn't keep her, she would have been out. Other people had said that she was biting them. Well, no, she grooms you. She wants to groom you like she's fleeing you or whatever.
Yes.
Knowing animals and animal husbandry and such, because I was a biology major. I never finished my degree, but um, that's what I was in school for. And studying animals and being on a farm and in that air, like a micro farm early on in life, and growing up around that stuff, you know those traits. It's like, this dog is not trying to bite you. She is trying to care for you. So she's been with us for what, 7 years now. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I say go out and adopt. Don't go to a puppy mill. These dogs from these shelters, like every one of our dogs has basically been a rescue. Well, as he was from my sister, it wasn't a rescue, but it was a litter of puppies that was unexpected. So we, tuck him in, and then Belle was two doors down. It wasn't like we went out looking for dogs. They just kind of ended up being in our life. So yeah, I'm very passionate about that. Taken on, because a lot of people, they don't realize what research before you get an animal, because you don't know what it takes until you get into it, and it's like, wow, there's a lot to it.
There is.
And it's a commitment. It's not like, oh well, I got you today and I just throw you away tomorrow. That becomes an issue with the shelters. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know a whole lot about our shelters and the way things work around here yet. It seems like the last 2.5 years have just flown by. It's so odd. Time, what a thing, what a fickle thing.
It really is. Also, another thing, some of y'all may have gotten an invite from me to like Capabilities in Brockport, New York. It's a camp for kids that are kind of like me, who are visually impaired and or blind, deaf, or hearing impaired. And they are amazing athletes. And what happens is a lot of schools do not, like me, I was a liability in gym class because in case I didn't see a ball coming at my head on the left side or something. And then my son was a liability in gym class, but also he participated at the Brockport Capabilities. That kid is amazing at track and field, the beat baseball. Oh, and then their version of soccer called Go Ball is insane because they even have to put blindfolds on your hands and knees. And you got to listen for the ball. The audience has to be completely silent.
Oh wow, that's neat.
Yeah, yes, and I'm gonna reach out to Dr. Lieberman again because she's been the head of this for so long. Her amazing story is amazing. Why she started this. Also, she's works at Brockport College too. Pretty amazing organization and things like that. So if anybody wants to go check them out too. Also, CABV, or the Central Association for the Visually Impaired and Blind, they also too helped me when I was a child. They helped my daughter too, and she participated in their version of the capabilities. And then they had programs too for her to go in and learn things about working and stuff like that with what her vision was at the time. And that actually helped set up and prepare her for the job world too. There's a lot of kids that go from the capabilities that sometimes end up competing in the Paralympics, which is the disabled portion of the actual Olympics, which is really awesome. But also, too, we don't consider ourselves disabled. We consider ourselves like differently able. But because I don't know if people are aware, but there is a guy by the name of Pete Gustin. You may have heard him name or seen it in movie trailer credits. He also is the voice of Optimus Prime. And he is a blind surfer now.
That's wild.
Yeah, his whole story is over on YouTube. Is where I watch it. He's a totally amazing guy. So please go check him out too as well, y'all.
Dude, I love Transformers.
Yeah, because I was tripping out one day. I was going through and I found, his account came up and I'm like listening to the voice. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't. So then, like a few videos later, I found out where he was saying how he did the voice of Optimus Prime.
That's wild.
And a lot of movie trailers and things like that too. He also has got an organization too that helps out other people like that too. So please go follow Pete Gustin, Blind Surfer, YouTube, and everywhere else you can find him because he's a really cool guy. I hope I get to have him on the show one day though too. That would be cool.
That would be rad.
It would be. So, do you have a musical recommendation for people to go check out and listen and spin and see what they're about?
Musical recommendation. Well, yeah, there's a lot. Here lately, I'm really digging the Major Resolve, and what they've got going on in Tater Vision. The Boxcar Graffiti is another cool artist out of there, out of Tater Vision Records. But on the other side of things, see my brother from another mother, Joe Clark, he's doing a lot of cool things. He's got an album dropping called Hillbilly Voodoo, and I may get in trouble for saying this, but I don't listen to a lot of country music. And it's not that I'm against it. I like a lot of older country music. I do. I love Johnny Cash. I love Willie Nelson. I like a lot of the classics. But I but Joe, I call him Joey because we grew up together. It's Joe Clark and the Peacemakers. But yeah, they've got some really good stuff coming out, and I think people are gonna like it. It sounds a lot more like some Southern rock. Really, it's just rock music, but he's a Southern boy, you know. Well, kind of. We're Central America. Kentucky's not real. Kentucky's like in the middle of everything, but
Yeah.
anyways, I think that's something that people should go listen to. But then I've just been brought into this Muse Boat family, and there's so many people that I could tell you to go listen to with them. Jay Luke, Delphi Ravens, I'm Gonna Miss People, Tommy Rice, a lot of great songwriters. I've been meeting so many awesome talents here lately. I can't name them all. It's really hard to high SQ. It's hard to get them all in there. That's a hard one for me.
Wow. Yeah.
I'll be on Muse Boat Live with Dustin and the Major Resolve. It's a chat thing. That'll happen this Monday coming up, and I encourage anybody to tune in and listen to those that station, because they're really doing a lot for the independent artist. And Andy, he's been doing this. I hope I'm not making this wrong. I think it's since 2010. So it's been around, and what they do, it's just amazing. The connections that's being made. So I'm really thankful for that.
Oh yes. So I gotta recommend a couple people, not only just you, but the Major Resolve, Brano, Delta High, everybody that I post on. Eliza Niels and her new song "Something's Better Than Nothing." She's a blues rock Detroit diva, boss baddie. Like, she is phenomenal in what she does. So y'all gotta go check that out and spin that, please. Also, Jasmine Kane has a new album out, and that song "Attitude Is Everything." Love it. Love it. In fact, she's coming to the Greenville area this week coming up. So hopefully I get to go over and watch
No,
that performance, because that'll be cool. She'll be there for bike night.
I love blues too. That's something I don't talk about very often, but I do love blues music.
And another independent too that just come out with some new stuff too is Adam Whitehead. I don't know if you guys know, anybody knows who he is, but I love his song "Make Me Drink a Beer," but then he has a song "Single Mom," and then his new one called "Brothers" that was written for Veg. You can stream it; it's like available now. And then the "Whoever Broke Your Heart" song, that is like the one of the coolest like romantic love songs in a different kind of chivalry type of way. It's really cool. You guys got to go check it out and listen to it seriously.
I feel kind of bad. I said something earlier about country music. It's not that I don't like it or that I dislike country music. I grew up on it. George Strait, John Anderson, Shania Twain. I thought she was awesome, but I was a kid, and she was cool. But yeah, it's not that I'm against any kind of music. It's just I try to listen to things anymore to like. It's just sometimes so sad.
Yeah.
Heartstrings. So, but yeah, no, I really enjoy all types of music. But if you haven't heard Lorena McKennitt, you may know this person because of living up in New York. I don't know. But Lorena McKennitt is one of my all-time favorite artists. And she's out of Canada, but she does, it's like Celtic world music, and she's just awesome. So if you haven't heard her, you should check her out. I finally got
Oh,
her live.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Got to see her live, and she's just amazing. She plays a harp and the piano, and then has a band that backs her, and it's just, she's been around since the '80s. So yeah.
Oh, I haven't come across her stuff yet, but I'm definitely gonna go look for it.
Oh, you should. It's
So
but
I remember back in the day going out to this little place called Nothing Fancy, and I seen Joe Bonamassa play there, 38
oh
Special. Also, too, Henry Paul in 38 Special also was the lead singer in the band Black Hawk. That guy,
oh
he's from Boonville, New York. Like,
yeah,
there's,
I know that.
uh,
I think I had their CD
yeah.
back in the day. Trying to think of a song that they did.
Oh, Goodbye Says It All
Yeah.
is one of them. That's the one that just hit my head right room.
Goodbye.
Oh, and Postmark Birmingham.
Oh yeah. See, now you're getting into my early pre 13, because that's when things changed for me. I had a friend that gave me my first Metallica tape. Yeah, cassette tape. Yeah, I said it.
Yep, I remember them. I used to have an 8-track player. Was my first room CD or stereo. Pop
Nice.
thought it would be cool. Bring me home a bunch of 8 tracks and an 8-track stereo. I was like 6. I was like, yay.
There's no rewind.
No, but I didn't know what rewind was then. So
You got straight through and then flip it or whatever you do with it. I can't remember. But yeah, that's awesome. Yep. It was Nirvana live sold out, and Metallica's what was that? Uh Black Album.
nice. What's your favorite song on that one?
Black Album? Oh gosh. All of them.
Yeah, that one's hard to pick a favorite on.
It is. I know people love to hate on it, but um gosh, now I'm drawing a blank. Oh gosh, that's so funny. Brain went. Uh, the Unforgiven's great.
It is.
Mama said no.
Oh, listen, Dustin said I can smell the rain was another great one. Yes. But I can't wait till my new glasses come in, so I ain't got to do that to try to see everybody's comments.
Oh, smell the rain. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. I remember back in the day, like me and a couple of people sitting on my mom's front porch and stuff, just playing the music and then all singing along together. Like,
You said Mama's front porch. That made me think of Bryan Adams. Everything's a song in my head. It kind of gets to people sometimes. They'll be talking. I'm like, oh, blah blah blah. Like, where did that come from? Stuff's just playing up here all the time. It's so weird.
I know, because I'll be walking in the store or something, all of a sudden I'll be like, and everybody's like, "What's?" They're looking at me. I'm like, "It's the beat. You
Yep.
don't understand. It's the beat."
Yep. Gotta keep it.
For sure.
Yep.
Oh, wow. I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to because I'm pretty sure you would like to enjoy some family time today.
Yeah,
Um,
I've got something going on later with my daughter. She ended up getting the role of Belle in Beauty and the Beast for the
no way.
musical. She's a senior this year, so yeah, and it's pretty epic. They're doing an excellent job. I just can't say enough about the talent in our town that we live in Berea. It it's like going to a off Broadway show. I swear they've put so much energy into this and time, and the set is awesome. So yeah, I just have to go throw that out there. Jade Brewer, she's killing it.
Oh, congratulations
Thank you.
and
Yeah,
good luck.
thank you so much. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. It'll be my third show I've seen this weekend of her. It's because
Ooh.
got to be supporting. We don't have to be. We choose to be supporting parents, and
Yeah, but I could tell you it's got to be one really good show because just the color, the smile when you talking about it says it all.
Yeah, it feels good. If I didn't do anything else in life right, at least I guess I gave my children something, like influence them to do, because she's going into school for vocal education, and she sings really well. Yeah, so does my other daughter. She sings really well as well. I mean, they're both great. She's just younger and more stubborn right now. She's 14.
Yeah, that's a stubborn age for a girl.
So I'm excited to see where she goes with hers. And yeah, they used to do open mics and sing with Dad, but now I'm not cool. So
Yeah, get the older one, probably about maybe 5, 6 more years, you'll be cool again.
I hope so. Oh man,
Yeah. So you're obviously very, very proud of your kids.
I am.
That is awesome.
Yes, I love them dearly. Yep, and I hope they make good choices, and if they make mistakes, they can come back to me, and I will be there. But I hope they don't make mistakes, but they will. It's just part of life. It's how you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh my. When this is all done, are you gonna do like a video reel or something of a review of the show? Because you've been to so many performances.
actually, yeah, I just took the camera with me. I ended up investing in a GoPro because they take really awesome footage, and I wanted to start recording things out in a little bit different way. And so I'll be reviewing some of that, and I'll probably put a couple reels on. Thankfully, Mr. Grant, he was able to pay for the rights for us to record because it's a Disney production, So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they do great. I just can't believe the people they cast in it was perfect. Gaston just killed it. Beast is wonderful, and yeah, it's a wonderful show. So yeah, there will be reels, and Black Box Media, a place that I work with or have worked with. They did my video for Peace of Mind, uh, which I've worked with a lot of studios in the last year, and I thank all of them for their time. But Blessed Be was out of Living Sound Delusion Studio to throw Cameron out there. Cameron Schaefer, he does a wonderful job with what he does, and really proud to be working with him on my independent stuff. Of course, I'd be down in Tater Vision all the time if I could, but I can't, and I got to keep moving. So, and Tater is cool and understands where I come from with that, and but Peace of Mind was recorded down in Nancy, Kentucky, with Dan Mykoff at Mill Springs Studio. That's another really nice place, and him and Natalie do a lot uh, with that. I actually just started working with Muse in the Mountain with Crystal, interviewing artists, believe it or not. And I got my first interview coming up, getting ready to be loaded, and did another one with Dan and Natalie here recently to talk about Mill Springs, and hopefully I can talk Tater into giving me an interview. I was put in his face like, tell me about you.
Hey,
I
that would
enjoy.
be cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're a community, and that's why I got into it. I was asked to do it, and I was like, yeah, I always wanted to do this. So, but I appreciate what you do, Blazy. I really do. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming on the show and putting the music out, and definitely letting people record you while you're out playing so that they can put you on YouTube because that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's an honor. I really appreciate them. Tom Wickstrom, thank you for doing that, and Harold Garland, Angela, thank you all. Yeah, it's hard, man. I don't want to leave anybody out, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm leaving them out. Please, if I've
Oh no, it's because there's so many amazing people that come across our paths on a daily. Just like I gotta give a shout out to my bro Dennis Scott. You guys can catch him out performing with the Travis Ray Band. He also has his own solo stuff, so please check him out and check out the Travis Ray Band. They are awesome. Travis Ray, I've seen him perform. There's like clips online. and I've seen it, and he's great at his other stuff. But then when he does his covers, like he covers Gary Allen. He's like a little younger Gary Allen when he like seriously, it's
Wow,
amazing.
very cool.
So yeah, you guys gotta check that out too.
Very
Also, too, Roland Jewett's got this amazing movie thing going on and how everybody funded it together and stuff like that. So I can't wait for the outcome of that.
That's awesome.
So and I'm still trying to get him to nail down a date to come on for an interview too as well.
That's really cool.
Yep, he's pretty awesome. And shout out to Alternative Twist Radio. Phoebe, Mike, all y'all over there are amazing.
Yeah.
And also, too, if you don't know about Alternative Twist Radio and Phoebe, submit your MP3 to Alternative Twist radio station. They're independent out of California. And in fact, Dustin knows about Alternative Twist. They're really cool. She's totally boss. Like, submit.
Yeah, just
submit.
very cool. Very nice. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
I can. Oh, a shout out to Magpie and MM Radio and Doc Dog. I ain't been on you guys to see you guys what you've been doing for a minute, but a shout out to y'all. Hope y'all doing well. You know. I say, oh, and a shout out to all my peeps at Lowe's.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Guess I better tell Michelle thank you for dealing with me. We're hitting our 20-year anniversary. We've been together, married for my partner and all. She's had to deal with a lot of my ups and downs as an artist, you know, and very supportive of me and what I do. So thank you for that. And I don't give her enough credit all the time, I guess. Not that I don't recognize it. It's just I couldn't do it without her supporting it. So guitar.
Yeah. Just like I couldn't do it without my husband's support either. So, Stephen Rathbun, thank you. Shout out to you. He's sleeping right now. He works overnight. So,
oh man,
you know, he's like, you don't have to do that, and I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel it's pertinent. But yeah, I would just like to thank everybody that you know, past guests. Thank you for coming on the show because again, if people don't know that your music's out there, how are they gonna find you?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed tonight's performance.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for the review on that.
Yeah, it'll be out soon. I'll get something up and share it on the Facebooks. Do a couple reels, a couple stories, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And anytime you want to come back on, just give me a holler.
Awesome. Sounds good.
And don't be a stranger. And so we have a saying around here. I like to wish everybody some peace, love, and respect. Blaze out and catch y'all on the flip side.
Later.